They had 88 competitors a little while ago. They're going for the century mark. They're looking for 100, and they'll have it before the end of the season. In the meantime, it's still Brian Maunder and Mark Stefan out virtually on their own. We saw the back of the other corner, Duckham's Dip, as they went into Stanley Corner, and I didn't see the third car. So it's these two out on their own, well turned out. Stefan's car really is a picture, and this is something that can be said for many of the cars here this afternoon. It might well be just the first race of the season, but the cars are extremely well turned out. They really are. And it's the two of them. There comes the third car. I think that's the other Maunder, and then Stuart Gatlin, who was close up but lost out when he went off the circuit. And now we're coming up to the fourth and fifth cars. The battle there very close again. There's the Mini, a rare sight on the tracks these days.
Yes, and Bob Crocup's a man that we see here at Killarney at every race meeting. He's been driving that Mini for a long time. But as Adrian said, this is a formula. This is classes D, E, and F, and Class F is really the class where all the beginners start in. And anybody who's racing in Class F today either hasn't been quicker than 1 minute 45 around the circuit, or is having his first or second drive in this series. There's certainly some good racing going on. As we see, there's a big dice between Dion Conradi there and Bob Crocum. Dion Conradi in the red Escort going through Holzhoek, and he's Bob Crocum trying to get the fight back. He got Bob Crocum down the main straight, and Crocum's very quick though through the tighter sections of the circuit. See Peter Frick in behind there. There's somebody else also challenging Frick now, going wide. It's one of the Escorts. It could be Bruce Thompson, also a beginner. I think it's Bruce Thompson's first race here today. Pick them up as no, that is one of the other Escorts. I'll tell you exactly who it is now. But here they come, and it's still Dion Conradi. Dion Conradi holding off the little Mini of Bob Crocum as he goes down through Duckham's Dip. Up towards Sabat Corner they come. Dion Conradi and Bob Crocum. And these are really classic cars, the old Escorts and the Minis. Certainly classic motor cars as they go through Sabat Corner, as they set out in pursuit of the cars up in front of them. There's Peter Frick. Peter Frick coming, being challenged there by one of the Escorts. Can't quite get its number. As they come down the back straight, heading down towards Stanley Corner. As I say, there's a lot of new drivers. This is the first meeting of the year, and we see a lot of newcomers in this Femo Gabriel Clubman Class D, E, and F. And certainly is an exciting class. And as Adrian said, that's where not only do we get all our beginners here, and where people who really want to get involved in racing, test their skills, come and join this form of racing, but we also get the enthusiasts, the fellows who really prepare the motor cars, love their racing, and they come out and really enjoy themselves and thrill the crowds. But down into Holzhoek comes Bob Crocum once again, and it looks like Peter Frick's getting to him. There's 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, and looks like Frick's getting to him, but there's also Frank Wichel. Frank Wichel's also is putting a lot of pressure on Peter Frick. Peter Frick did very well in practice. He was up on the front row of the grid in second place, but he's fallen back now to about 8th spot as they go down through the cement dust and into Castro Corner once again. And Frank Wichel certainly putting a lot of pressure on the man in front of him. But there's our leader in the black Gordini, going very well indeed, and that is Richard Maunder. The black car is driven by Richard Maunder. His brother's in the white one, that's Brian. But here comes Richard, and we see Mark Stefan in second place, passing one of the back markers, City Golf, as they head down the back straight, down towards Stanek, and somebody's gone off at the back. We can see the dust inside that corner. Here comes the little City Golf down into Stanek Corner, but let's see who comes through next. Is it Stuart Gatlin? Yes, it's Stuart Gatlin in third place. The ex-Johannesburger now living in Cape Town. Through he comes in his Alfa Romeo. Driving very well indeed is Stuart here today. Through Stanley Corner they come. And there we see Brian Maunders next up. Brian Maunder is in fourth place, and the rest of the field. But through comes Stuart Gatlin. We see him coming onto the main straight, down past the pits. Lovely turned up motor car. As we said, most of these cars are really immaculate. They're beautifully prepared, and very seldom do they have problems with these cars. Here we see William Carstens in his City Golf. Gatlin coming up to lap him. Carstens obviously not having a happy days, or one of the beginners, and he's certainly getting used to it, but that's what he's here for. He's here to build up experience, and they're on their final lap, and that's, we see Stuart Gatlin. He's in third place. He's in third place. We're trying to pick up the leaders. We'll be back with the leaders soon, but it's Gatlin, and he's got William Carstens in the Golf, not far behind, but Carstens 1 lap behind as they come out of Castrol through Duckham's. They come. Here's our leader. This is Richard Mander in the Black Cordini and Mark Stefan. Mark Stefan about 50 meters behind now as they come up towards Sabat Sweep. And through Sabat Sweep they come. You can see Richard Mander fighting with that car. You can see him correcting as that wants to put the tail out. And he has to correct. You see the hands actually working as he comes down the back straight for the last time. Coming down towards Stanek Corner with Mark Stefan in hot pursuit. He knows he can't make any mistakes. He'll take an outside line. He'll try and use the middle of the track. He goes in deep on the outside of the circuit and he'll turn it in there using the banking very cleverly. Is Richard Mander very well indeed as he comes out through, flips the curbs and he goes out wide and heads up towards the sweep and the pits and the finish line. Here he comes in Richard Mander in that beautiful black Cordini coming up to take the checkered flag, and through he comes. Certainly a very good race indeed from Richard, starting in 5th place on the grid. And there's our winner, Richard Mander. In 2nd place got Mark Stefan in the Escort. Mark Stefan coming through the Escort down into a Holzhoek. There's our leader. Certainly a good race there from Richard Mander, Adrian.
An excellent race. You know, Basil, a couple of things that struck me about this race is, firstly, how well turned out the cars are. And as I said, it might be the first race of the season, but nevertheless, they were particularly well turned out. And the other thing was how few retirements we had. You know, I don't think I saw one car pull off. I'm looking at the pits now. They're virtually deserted apart from the next batch of cars that are coming out for the next race. But they are so well prepared. Very few of them retired. I didn't see any of them dawdling around on the circuit. It really was very good. And if I have to pick out a couple for being the best looking cars, I'd say Dani Sandenberg with his Alfa Romeo GTV Junior, Bruce Thompson with his Escort, and Colin Hope with his Cadet. Really, they could have gone on a motor show. They were so nicely turned out. An excellent performance, really.
Yes, certainly an interesting form of road racing, because we've seen all the old classics. We get Streppy, that Alpha that used to race many years ago. But there's our winner. There's our winner on the screen now. That's Richard Mander in his Renault Cordini, the winner of this event. And certainly a very good race indeed, Hendrik.
Inderdaad, baie dankie Basil en die manne wat gehelp het om vir ons 'n bietjie meer inligting te gee oor die plaaslike renjaars. En ek dink hy opwindende wedren soos wat Adrian se pas gesê